Have you noticed that almost everything we've been taught about weight loss might be completely upside down? Yep. While many people still avoid fat as if it were a mortal enemy, there is a diet where fat actually becomes your #1 ally. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly where the secret of the ketogenic diet lies. Imagine eating avocado, eggs, olive oil, even a nice piece of fatty salmon. And instead of gaining weight, your body starts burning fat relentlessly. Sounds counterintuitive, but it's pure science. What no one told you is that weight loss doesn't depend only on calories or hours at the gym, but on how your body chooses which energy source to use. And that's why today, we're going to talk a bit about this strategy that has already transformed thousands of lives. Get ready to discover how the ketogenic diet can break paradigms, accelerate results, and as a bonus, bring benefits that go far beyond the scale. But beware. Once you understand how it works, it will be hard to look at that French bread the same way again. Many people think weight loss is just about cutting calories and that's it, but the body doesn't work that simply. It's like an old machine full of gears, and every food is a piece that moves something inside. When carbohydrates enter the scene, insulin appears to deliver sugar into the cells. But in that same message, the body understands, store the fat, just in case. It's like having a savings account that you never use, but that just keeps growing. Now, when carbohydrates are out of the picture, the story changes. The body, clever as it is, looks around and says, "Where's the sugar? I need energy somewhere else." And that's when it discovers stored fat as the main energy source. That's the click many people need to understand, that weight loss isn't just about eating less, but teaching the body to use the right reserves. Once it enters this rhythm, the burning process becomes automatic, even while sleeping. The interesting thing is that in this scenario, temptation decreases. There's no more just one more piece of bread talk, because bread simply doesn't exist on the menu. This brings clarity and determination to those who always slipped on traditional diets. And look, the weight loss that comes from this strategy isn't just about the scale. It's about regaining control, feeling different energy throughout the day, and even seeing food with new eyes. What seems radical at first glance becomes liberating over time. When it comes to weight loss, you can't ignore what food choices do to the body. Imagine putting together a plate with scrambled eggs in butter, creamy avocado on the side, and a well-seasoned sardine. It seems simple, but this kind of combination teaches the body to seek energy from fat reserves instead of relying on carbs. And interestingly, the person doesn't feel hungry easily because protein and fat provide satiety that lasts. Another point is snack practicality. Instead of chasing after filled cookies or little sandwiches, just keep a handful of nuts, some olives, or even a slice of cured cheese in your bag. It's a way to keep your body in check without drama, and it changes the game of weight loss because it's not about going hungry. It's about replacing cleverness with cleverness. I've seen people who, by swapping these small details, felt stable energy throughout the day and avoided sudden hunger spikes. And don't think it's just meat and fat. Vegetables like broccoli, zucchini, Brussels sprouts, or even raw carrot play important supporting roles. They bring fiber, vitamins, and balance that make the plate visually appealing and nutritious. The trick is to learn how to play with combinations, like grilled salmon with sautéed spinach or an omelet stuffed with cauliflower. Small choices like these, added together, support consistent and enjoyable weight loss. It's interesting to note that the ketogenic diet wasn't originally created for weight loss. In the beginning, it was used to control epileptic seizures in adults and children. Over time, doctors realized that in addition to balancing the brain, it produced a powerful effect, reducing body fat. It's as if the body had discovered a shortcut, burning energy more efficiently and, as a bonus, bringing mental clarity. This mind-body connection is a detail few people talk about. What fascinates is that, in many cases, weight loss comes with additional benefits: regulated blood sugar, controlled blood pressure, and even cleaner, less inflamed skin. I've met people who, in addition to losing measurements, reported that their constant craving for sweets simply disappeared. And it wasn't magic, it was science. The drop in insulin stabilizes appetite and changes the relationship with food. It's as if hunger stopped bossing the person around and became just a normal signal from the body. But of course, it's not all roses. Some side effects are common at first: headaches, cramps, constipation, and for some, even a lower tolerance to alcohol. This can scare those who don't understand the process, but it's precisely in this phase that the body is learning to switch fuel sources. It's like a car switching from gasoline to ethanol. Adjustments are needed, but once that's done, the engine runs smoothly, and weight loss becomes a natural consequence of this new lifestyle. Now comes a part many people ignore: contraindications. Not everyone can dive headfirst into the ketogenic diet. People with liver or kidney problems, uncontrolled diabetes, pregnant women, or breastfeeding mothers need to be extra careful. This isn't fussiness, it's responsibility. Weight loss should be a conscious journey, not a risky shortcut. After all, health isn't just about the scale. It's about the harmony of the whole body. That's why medical guidance makes all the difference. A good professional can evaluate deficiencies, recommend vitamin and mineral supplementation when needed, and even adapt the meal plan to each person's rhythm. I've seen cases where people tried doing everything alone and ended up extremely tired or dizzy. The problem wasn't the diet itself, but the lack of guidance. Weight loss that starts in a healthy way needs to continue that way until the end. Think of this phase like a travel map. You know your destination: weight loss, stable energy, clear mind. But without a guide, you can easily get lost along the way. And it's precisely on this path that balance proves essential: respecting limits, understanding the body's signals, and above all, remembering that each organism reacts differently. At this point, the inevitable question arises: how do you align strategy and consistency without falling into the traps of excess? When looking at the big picture, the ketogenic diet seems almost paradoxical. By eating more fat, the person achieves weight loss. For those who grew up hearing that fat was the great villain, this sounds heretical. But in practice, the body processes this fuel differently, turning it into stable, constant energy. It's like replacing a match that burns fast with a candle that lights for hours. This detail changes many people's lives because it's not just about aesthetics. Imagine someone who struggled with mood swings, post-lunch fatigue, and constant carb cravings. Once in ketosis, these same people report mental clarity, balanced energy, and much better appetite control. Weight loss in this scenario comes as a bonus of a lifestyle that brings food freedom. It's the kind of change that affects not just the body, but also the relationship with food. Of course, every journey has its challenges. Giving up bread, pasta, and sweets isn't easy. But at the same time, it's precisely in this challenge that the power of transformation lies. Because it's not just about cutting foods, but creating new choices, more conscious, more strategic, more aligned with a bigger goal. And that's when the real reflection emerges. Isn't weight loss in this case just the beginning of something much deeper? Now that you understand how the ketogenic diet works, it's time to think. How will you apply this in your life today? Are you ready to swap old habits for choices that truly enhance weight loss and your body's energy? Remember, it's not just about losing weight. It's about gaining freedom, mental clarity, and health from the inside out. How about starting today with eggs, avocado, or a handful of nuts? Small, consistent decisions are what turn temporary results into permanent changes. If you want to keep learning, get more detailed tips, and see how to apply each step of the ketogenic diet without struggle, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. I can make a video about foods that are allies in the ketogenic diet. Leave your video suggestions in the comments and don't forget to hit like. Follow me on Instagram too, so you don't stay at the mercy of YouTube notifications. See you in the next video.